All right, guys, what is going on? I am here. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to set some stuff up. But in the meantime, look at my nice stream is starting soon screen. You can see all my social media links there. And then I have a schedule that I'm going to try and keep to. You can check that out Tuesday through Friday. I will try and stream every day. And then Monday and Saturday will be announced. Sunday will be family day. And I'm going to keep that there for family time. And then check out the awesome Shadow Sentry cover. It's a little mock-up I'm working on there. And Legacy Comics. That will be the title of my comic book brand, if you will. So take a peek at that. I'll be right with you. We will get started. All right. Let me get my camera set up here. So today we're doing a little artist spotlight. And give me a second while I get my camera set up real quick. I hope you guys are all having a good day. And today will be something a little different. I wanted to do a creator spotlight and talk about different books, recommendations that I might have. If you guys I was originally talking about doing more of like an artist spotlight, but someone had the wonderful idea of, well, why don't we do an artist spotlight, but also I could recommend books to you guys that I would recommend you read if you have not already. So that is what we will do. Get my camera set up proper. That's a little better. All right. So, let me get this stuff out of the way. So, Wednesdays can be the creator's spotlight or Eric's recommendations, one or the other. I'll think of a nice creative title for you. But one of the best, I would say, this is top for me. This is like one of my favorite books to go back and read. Just super duper well done. This is Weapon X by Barry Windsor Smith. Now, hopefully, everybody's had a chance to read this because it's just fantastic. And sorry, my camera's shaking. I really need to get this stand off my desk and somewhere where it's steady. But in the meantime, I'm still setting it up. But all right, a few things about this book. So this is a collection of Marvel Comics Presents, and I believe it's 72 to 84. And this was done back in the day. Let me see if I can get a publishing date. Originally published starting in 1990. All right, now, back in the 90s, 1990. So I probably got started collecting comics right around this time. And this was not on my radar, didn't pick it up till much later. And I was getting into probably Image Comics in 92. See, I probably, if I wasn't collecting comics yet, I was like just starting to. And I started with some of the X books, Wolverine, this standalone title. So I had no idea about this. So I picked this up a lot later. And yeah, just blown away. So the cool thing about this, and why this is top of my list, is because, as you'll see, Barry Windsor Smith is the writer. He's the artist. So he did all the artwork, pencils, inks, colors, and then he also wrote it. And so that's pretty incredible. So he gets all that credit. The only other people on here are the letterer, assistant editor. And that's awesome because someone like me, I'm working on my own book. I'm doing the pencils, the inks, I'm doing the writing. And to see this guy do it and do it in such an amazing fashion is like incredible. So, Roscoe Davis, what's up? What's up, man? I don't remember if it was you or not, but somebody suggested or said that they had gotten just into collecting comics. Was that you? Or is that another guy? I can't remember now. But I'm doing my recommendation for a book that's kind of, it's not too hard to get your hands on. I saw it on Amazon for like $7 used. So I'll try and keep my recommendations to something that's easily accessible, something you actually get. Some books might be hard to get back and track, but anyway. So starting off with this one, this book is like very, what would you call it? Psychological. The way he wrote it, the way everything works. There's so many little things in each picture, in each panel, and yeah, like there's just so much going on, and like things like this, like the little things all throughout each panel. It's like really very psychological. It's very cool the way he did it, and yeah, it just really sucks you in right away. So as you guys know, Weapon X is Wolverine. This is the backstory, how he got the adamantium into his body. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I thought that was you. So the artwork is a little bit different. Back in the 90s, I was, getting hooked on like Jim Lee and some of the other guys. And Barry Windsor Smith actually did some comics with Image when they did like a crossover event or something. And I saw Barry Windsor Smith's artwork and I was like, I didn't really love it. But looking at this book, I think it fits perfectly for what he was doing with Wolverine. Let me see. Okay, where's that one image? Check this image out. This is rad. So he has a very unique style, and it fit perfectly with what he was doing here. And all the stuff. Now you've probably seen images of this before. If you haven't read it, you've probably seen images of it. Fly Fox Pro, what's up? How's it going? Thanks for joining us. So I'm doing my recommendation of a book. If you have not read it yet, this is the collected version of Weapon X. It collects Marvel Comics Presents 72 to 84. I'm trying to find that one picture. Probably everybody has seen. Check that out. That's it. So you got Wolverine there with all these are huge batteries, and they're battery packs that are powering his that like helmet thing that goes on his face. And so everything, when he's writing this, everything has a purpose, which is really cool. He's not just throwing a bunch of stuff on him and has no functionality. All this stuff has functionality, and he explains it. There's the helmet actually down there on the ground. So, and then let's see here. And this one probably a lot of people have seen. He's got the mask and the claws. So that is just dope right there. That is awesome. So he penciled, inked it, wrote it, everything. And he even gets some credit for the letters in the back. I think he had something to do with that. And even the letters are cool because they kind of do this thing like around Wolverine, and some of the panels it kind of just like it takes you around the whole panel. It's really neat. So yeah, the colors are cool too. They're old school, and Barry Windsor Smith did the colors. So I want to read this in the back because this is a really cool thing to consider with this book. So Larry Hama wrote this. This is like I don't know if you call it the epilogue or whatever. There he is, Larry Hama. He's the G.I. Joe guy. Consider this. Here's a mutant superhero story which contains not a single female character in a skin-tight suit, not one caption stuffed with purple prose exposition, not a single drawing of the main character in his recognizable and trademarked superhero costume, no cameos or guest shots by other Marvel Universe characters. So the typical stuff you're used to is you know, you have a character pop in like, oh, there's the Hulk. Or you have, you know, just typical cool superhero women. None of that in this book. In fact, except the first issue, Wolverine is naked the entire book. He's not wearing any clothes the whole time. And it's kind of crazy, but and it really lends to that animalistic nature of Logan, of Wolverine. So and you really don't even notice it because he's got so much stuff on him, and you know he's in the bubbly ooze, and they're putting the adamantium in him. So very interesting the way he approached it. But it's amazing. There's even a cool twist in the end of the story. There's a cool twist, so I won't give that away, but there's a nice twist in there. And what else? And again, he kind of picks up on the fact that Barry Windsor Smith did the whole thing. He does the whole product. He writes it, he pencils it, he inks it and colors it. He even gets partial credit for lettering. It's all his. The entire story has a cohesion and structural integrity that is impossible to achieve with the usual collaboration of writer, penciler, inker, colorist, letter, all that stuff. So this is his book. This is his creation. And if you have not read it, I would definitely recommend it because it's a masterpiece. And it's Wolverine, so I mean, come on, you can't go wrong. So there you go. Now, let me go over here. I will do a little screen share. Hold on a second. Because I'll go online and see if I can see where you can pick this bad boy up. Let's see here. Let's do a little screen share. So if you just type in Weapon X, and the first one is Amazon.com, you can click on that. I probably already had it open. But I believe the used version is only like $7. So that is not bad at all. $6.72 used. Yeah, so that is not bad. And then I scrolled down here and I saw this one. This is a new one that is coming out in paperback. It's $20. You can get it on Amazon Prime, but it's released on May 12th. So it's not even done yet. And I'm wondering, by looking at this cover, it's definitely new colors on that image. But I'm wondering if they're like redoing all the colors inside the book or what. They may have just redid the cover. But there you go. So they're constantly making more of these, probably because they saw it a lot. So there you have it. And then if we come over here, you can check out some awesome artwork. So here's that image I showed you. There's the inks. That's pretty fantastic. Yeah, so you might have luck if you want to actually collect the individual issues. I did that a little bit ago, and I found them maybe, gosh, you just have to find a collector, a shop that has older back issues, but I think they were like, some of them were $2 to $3 a piece, and then the one guy, when I first got them, I think they were like $6 and $7. But I think he kind of upsold me there, but it is definitely worth it if you want to, however you want to do it. If you want to get the collected version, or if you just want to get the individual issues. There's that image we saw before. So yeah, it's totally a different look for Wolverine, and just an awesome story. So I would definitely recommend it. It is a bit older, but hopefully you don't care about that. Cool, man. All right. So there you have it. Yeah, and I think there are a few different versions of this. I have like an earlier copy that I bought, and then this one I think I got not too long ago, actually. So Cool deal. Well, awesome, guys. There you go. There is Eric's pick. If you're looking for a good book to read, this is definitely top on my list. Barry Windsor Smith did all the art and even did the story. So mad props to him. You can check out A Master Storyteller. And yeah, so my hope with the Shadow Sentry is that I will do an equally amazing job. So we shall see. Let me take this off. Bada boom, there you go, Shadow Sentry. My book that I'm working on, and let me give a little shout out to that. You could go on Indiegogo right now and sign up for the pre-campaign. Eric Hawkins said, my brother got me the single issues for my birthday years ago. I've since bought a few of the trades. Yeah, I have two as well. It's like you always want to go back and read it for sure. Took me a while to appreciate the art. Yeah, definitely. Same here. I remember seeing his art in some image books and I was like, nah, I didn't really like it. But this book, there's just something about it, man. The artwork is perfect for the story and what he did with Wolverine. It's a masterpiece. So, all right, let me put this back on here. Yeah, I kind of got spoiled because reading all the 90s books, it was like always, you know, that West Coast style, the cross-hatching, and it was like a different kind of look. And so that was what, to me, was like, oh, that's what I like. So like J. Scott Campbell, Mark Silvestri, and Jim Lee, you know, the early early image books. For me, that was like it. But now that I'm a little older, a little more refined, I have a more appreciation for some of the older stuff. And you know, sometimes it's kind of like you watch an old movie, you go back and watch an old movie and it's like super slow and you're like, ugh, I can't handle this. But this book is maybe a little slow, but I mean, it flows. It's like perfect. It's not, it definitely ages well. You're not going to be like dragging through. I mean, once you get through the first, 10 pages, if that, he's already, you know, getting his claws in the adamantium and everything. And yeah, so there's very few characters in it. Very few. There's like maybe 4, 5 tops, main characters. So you really get in their heads and you know, find out their motivations, why the heck they're doing this to Wolverine and all that stuff. So it definitely flows well. And yeah, so anywho, so I will try and do one of these each week. Next week I already have picked out, I'm going to do John Romita Jr. little spotlight, and I'll share with you my favorite Punisher run that he did. So I will share that next week. Cool deal. Well, there you have it. Fly Fox Pro said, yeah, when I was a kid, if it wasn't Jim Lee or a knockoff, I wasn't interested. Exactly. That's funny. Yeah, that's totally how I was. For me, it was like, Jim Lee, he's the best. So if anybody's got that style, yep, I'm in. But yeah, that's so funny. Even nowadays too, when I'm collecting, you know, I kind of lean towards that style, but I'm a little more open, and even to the newer styles, like the computer inking and stuff. I'm a little more open than I used to be. So, but yeah. This is page 5. This is my little rough that I'm working on. So I can either do this. Cool. Thank you, Fly Fox Pro. I appreciate it. It's a good way to reminisce, and it's a good way to get out, you know, books that I've read and I thought were like really cool. You know, and if you guys have any recommendations, throw them out. Or if you want me to review certain books, I could do that too. But yeah. So it's cool to go back and check out the older guys too. Like John Romita, he's been around for so long, and he's done some really good stuff. John Buscema, Mike Mignola. I'll definitely do one on him. His storytelling is like bomb. In fact, I was just looking at some. Where'd it go? Where did it go? I was looking at some Hellboy just yesterday, and yeah, those books are really well done storytelling wise and stuff. So I'll do one on that. But Mike Mignola did a lot of the X books back in the day too, so he has a lot of stuff he's done that we could take a look at. So yeah. You should review Mike Zeck's Craven's Last Hunt. That sounds cool. I have never read that. Is that an older book, Eric, or is that like a Craven's Last Hunt? Heard of it, but have never read it. All right, so I'm just gonna do some breakdowns here. I don't know if you guys can see. This is the blue lines. Probably very light, but I'm kind of just going in using my trusty old ballpoint pen. Thank you, Fly Fox Pro. Speaking of which, so I have all these old, not old, but these old 90s, collections. They're like, graphic novel-ish collections, and you get these at like the discount bins. But I was looking at this the other day, and this is Rob Liefeld, so everybody knows Rob Liefeld. But I was looking at this, and check out Prophet's pectoral muscles. What is wrong with that picture? So this is definitely a do not. If you're an artist, do not draw your pecs down to the belly button. You don't want to do that. But anyway, I was flipping through, and I saw some of this artwork, and I was like, yes, this is this it? Where was it? It was like super bad, like 90s style. Let's see if I can find it. There's Stephen Platt. His stuff is like awesome. So yeah, I could look at that stuff all day long. But there was, gosh, where was it? It was just like so bad. I'm like, oh man. I was like, if I ever do a stream, I'm gonna do one on this dude and what not to do. There we go. Most of this stuff is like mediocre, but the one in particular, it was like kind of like that Jim Lee style, but it was like so bad. Here it is. Like, look at this. Is I don't even know what character it is, but total Sabretooth. And sometimes with Rob Liefeld, he kind of gets that, all of his characters look like Cable type deal. But yeah, like that's trying too hard to do a Jim Lee, and I try not to do that. But that's probably how I drew, 10 years ago. But some of this stuff is just like cringe. Like, oh man. Like that. That's like, I don't know. That's not 90s quality. That's not image quality right there. That's like subpar. But anyway, so late 80s. It's amazing. Mignola did a Wolverine Savage Land graphic novel in the 90s. I think I know which one you're talking about, and that's one I want to do. Is that? Yeah, I have one where Mignola did Wolverine and he's facing off with Apocalypse, and that might be the one. I don't know. Yeah, that leg looks like another chest. Yeah, so yeah, I go back to these old books I have, and I'm like, because it's always good to read. If you're an artist, surround yourself with good artists. If you're always looking at this stuff and it's like, you tend to adopt some of the stuff that you see, like the style and whatever. So surround yourself with good artists, and you can't go wrong. And that's why I went with Jim Lee. It's like, yeah, if I fall short, I'll still be pretty good. So some of those panels seemed over-reliant on reference. Yeah. And that can happen too. I do that sometimes when you're looking at even like a hand reference or a face reference, and you're drawing it, and then it doesn't even look like your style. It just looks like you just looked at a picture or something. So got to balance it out. I try not to look at reference too much unless it's something like I don't know how to draw, because then I'll keep my same style, I'll keep my same flow and everything looking right. But yeah, but reference is good. Reference is good. So, anywho, all right. Do. Or sometimes I'll even, this is probably wrong. Mike Miller will get mad at me, but for reference, I'll like pick up a comic book instead of like going on Google. It's like, oh, I don't know where I saw that before, and I'll pick up a comic. But that's, you want to get real reference most of the time. All right. Cool deal. Yeah, so next week, definitely do some John Romita Jr. Oh, and have you guys read his Cable run? He did that short 2-shot Cable run right before they released #1 that Art the Bear did the #1 issue of. It started off with his John Romita Jr.'s 2-issue little mini series there. Ah! What did I tell you? Mike says, no, don't do that. You gotta use real reference. We're just looking at some old Extreme Studios artwork and looking at some bad versions of art. Overdoing the style. That's right, see? If you're going to pick up a comic for reference, got to make sure it's Lone Star. Mike has the best proportions and the best structure, probably, that you could find out there. So, but he'll tell you, go pick up a book by George Bridgman and check out, that's how you're going to learn structure. And that's what I did. I just need to study it more. But Mike has some good structure. Yeah, so just listen to what Mike says. Don't listen to me. And you'll be good. That's where I learned. It's called Google. It's not that hard to find reference. True that. And what you can do, you could take pictures from Google, put it into Photoshop, and you can kind of like screen it, and then use that to ink over and make your job really easy. All right. By the way, Mike, how is the Shadow Sentry cover coming, man? Are you done yet? Oh, if you guys have not seen, I did a video yesterday. I showed Matthew Weldon's cover that he finished. It is looking sweet. So that is up on my Twitter page. Or you can check out my video that I did yesterday if you have not already. And I do apologize. I had to do it twice because my camera cut out. And I lost like half my video. So today seems to be going good. I haven't gotten any notifications that ancient Chinese secrets that my video is cut out. So that's good. And I hope this is awesome. He is done, folks. Yay. Good deal. I'll have more content for tomorrow then. Yay. We'll show Mike's artwork. All right. Forget the ruler there. I'm just gonna freehand that. So this is a little placard. It's gonna be next to this church that she finds. And she is gonna drop off a little baby at the church. And that's all I'll say about that. But this is page 5. Page 4 is done. Posted that yesterday as well. And yeah. Scan it now. Yes, please do, Mike. Scan it now. Scan it and send it over. Or you could message me on Twitter and then I could show it on the stream. Woo-hoo. How about that one? Do it. Do it now. All right. So there will be some type in here, but this I'm going to add in Photoshop. was established 1932. That sounds like a good year. Sure, why not? All right. So there's a little placard there. Do. Bridgman. Yes. Bridgman is Mike's #1 recommendation. And then also another good one was Andrew Loomis. He's got some good stuff too. He has a really good section on perspective, actually. Do. See here. Here are my Bridgman books. So it's funny, I went and I bought this one, Constructive Anatomy, and I bought this one, Bridgman's Life Drawing, and then I figured out that they have a whole complete thing with all of it in there. So it's the complete guide and drawing from life. So there you go. Any aspiring artists out there, you'll need to pick this up for sure. So, yeah. Hands. Show you how to draw hands. Look at that hand. That's a good hand. Arm. There you go. Look at that arm. It's very stylized. It's like over stylized, but it's perfect because you kind of get the, you can almost like see through it, see the bones and stuff. And he goes over all the structure. And make sure that you read what he says there too. Mike told me that. Don't just draw the pictures, gotta read it. Your mind has to grasp it. So then your pencil will do it. And you'll know why. So there you go. Woohoo! Mike sent a photo. All right, let's go over here. Mike sent a photo. Let's see what Mike sent. Let me pull it up real quick. All right, I have it here. Are you ready? Let me screen share. Oh dang, it's good. All right, here we go. How do I do this? Screen share. Here we go. Boom. There it is. That's awesome. Super cool. Yeah. Wow. Awesome, Mike. That looks fantastic. Yay. I'm excited. That's so cool. Awesome. All that detail. Very nice. So in case you're wondering, we have, Brazen is the one on the bottom right with the sword. Brazen there. Glare is on the left. Her power is light. She harnesses light. It emanates from her body, and she can also use it not only to blind you, which can come in handy in a fight, but she can also manipulate your mind a little bit, put in thoughts, take away stuff, and all that good stuff. And then Ganon, he's the guy in the middle with the guns. Midst is above him with the cape. And then behind him is Cogent. He's the big dude. He controls momentum. So not only is he big and strong, but he also controls momentum. And then above him is Deke. He is the fast flyer. So he can break the laws of gravity and momentum as well, propelling himself forward and busting through objects. So there you go. That is the core Shadow Sentry team. Thank you, Mike. Looks amazing. All right. You have to grasp the mechanics of the body, not just the exterior or even what the muscles look like. Loomis is great, but lacking in that regard. He's much better for faces than Bridgman, though. Yeah, he's got a lot of good stuff with female drawing and everything in the back, and yeah, his faces and stuff. And then he also has very like figure-esque drawings and stuff back in the back of the book, and that I really like. Very rough, stuff like that. I think I might like Mike's art better uncolored. It does look good uncolored. All right, setting this back up here. Cool. Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Looks amazing. Wonderful. Cool deal. So that means I just have to get all my covers colored, and then the covers will be done. And I'm trying to get at least 6 pages done before I launch, but I'm going to have to launch before the month is out. So I'm probably looking about at the end of next week. Here, let me look at my calendar real quick. So I'm going to a convention next weekend in Hawaii. I know, poor me. And then my son's birthday is the 24th, right after I get back. And let's see. So I'm probably going to launch my campaign. Yeah, it'll have to be the end of next week. Or not next week, but the week after that. So we'll say the 28th. Or about then. 27th, 28th, 29th. I don't know. What's a better day to launch, Mike? Friday or Saturday? Probably Saturday, right? So I will announce that. But that will be the launch date. Exciting! Super cool, super cool. Yeah. Colors definitely make artwork pop if it's done right. So I'm excited to see what it'll look like. Matthew Weldon's too. His has a lot going on with the power signatures and stuff, so that'll be cool to see how that comes out. All right. So I keep going on this. My doggy's barking. They're cutting down all the trees behind my house, and so there's a bunch of guys with chainsaws in the back. So my doggy is not happy about that. Not to mention that's where I walk him, so now I can't really walk him back there because it's like a disaster area. All the trees are down, and every day there's people back there cutting, so he's sad. Sad doggy. I launch on Thursday. If you launch Friday, your campaign ends on a Sunday. Okay, so if you launch on Thursday, that would be a Saturday, correct? Which would be better. All right. I will see about that. Mike Didi needs to do some cover work. She should come. She could. Some sick looking McKinnisk stuff. EWJ is 224. Is magnificent launching this month as well. Yeah, Mike, when are you launching your Magnificent 7? And then Kevin Sharp's book, Dragon Guard, is launching, I think, the beginning of March, too. So, lots of stuff coming down the pipe. And like I said, I apologize for my camera. It's bouncy because my crow's neck thing is attached to my board. And so I need to figure out a better stationary spot for that so it won't wobble and bounce all over the place. After fulfillment on those start too. Gotcha. So probably not too soon, but probably not too far, yeah. Or will it be like a few more months? Feet are tricky, but I'm giving it my best shot. She's got boots on. Shut up, phone. Stop vibrating at me. What the heck? It's the Mega Meme Group, of course. Let me mute you guys. Dragon Guard. You. Yep. The pre-campaign for Dragon Guard is up on Indiegogo along with my Shadow Sentry book. So when you go check it out, check out Kevin's Dragon Guard if you have not already. But I trust you guys are all smart and you already have, so it's all good. And by the way, you guys can check out Kevin as well as myself tonight on Drawn and Quartered on Mike S. Miller's channel. How about that? Tonight is couples night because, you know, Valentine's Day is around the corner. So, yeah. Who are you going to draw, Mike? What would be a good couple? Actually, I need to see if her pant leg is like that. I think I did her pants all the way down to her ankles in panel or page 1, so I need to fix that. Oops. Don't forget to look at your own reference. It's got to be good continuity, you know what I mean? Alrighty. And then she's holding a crying baby in her arms, who's grabbing onto her thing there. Definitely got to get reference for the baby, because babies are kind of hard to draw. Their features are so different, or not different, but they're like, you know, everything's smaller, it's scrunched. So definitely need reference for that. And I've had 3 kids so far, and so I have a bunch of baby pictures to choose from. Me and my wife. Haha. So sweet. You do if you did that, you could do Jill as Voodoo, and you could be who could you be? What Wildcat would you be? You could be Warblade. That'd be sick. That'd be cool. Except they were never really a couple. You can make yourself Spartan. That'd be cool. Only because, you know, Jill was Voodoo and all that, but I have no idea who I'm gonna do, but still thinking about it. There's not too many like great, well, no, I won't say that. There's good couples out there, but I'm having trouble thinking of unique ones. I want to do something different. But I should probably just stick with the good ones, because if I do something different, I'm going to lose. I guess it doesn't have to be a power couple. It could be like Lilo and Stitch. Could be who else? It's a good combo. I need to brainstorm. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. Let me know. I was thinking Superman and Wonder Woman. They make a good couple. Because Wonder Woman and Superman, I think, have they only like gotten together really like once in the comics? See, I don't even know. I remember they did the one not too long ago. I think it was the New 52, where it was like Superman and Wonder Woman, but I don't know. Mike would know. Colossus and Shadowcat. Boom. That'd be perfect. That's a good one. Okay, Mike, that's mine. You can't take it. Colossus and Shadowcat. That'd be perfect. I like drawing big, huge, buff dudes, and then I'll draw a Shadowcat. It'd be marvelous. Thank you, R2D2 for life. I think we have a winner. Check my lighting situation over here. Robotech, nice. Rick Hunter and Lisa Hayes. Nice. I've never drawn Robotech. That'd be a good one. The baby is crying because she's running too fast. So I have to draw a crying baby. So these are just my roughs. So I'll scan that in and then blow it up. But there you go. There's a little crying baby. And this is really weird that I'm doing it like this, but I'm doing my roughs with a ballpoint pen. I did the first page with pencil, and it was really light, and so it was hard to see when I blew it up. But the ballpoint pen, you kind of get some good, it's really thin, and then, I don't know, I like the lines. So, and then you see this one. So, I mean, it just, it looks good. And then I kind of see what I'm, child abuse. I kind of see what I'm doing. I can see the lines, and it just it's easy for me to make sense of it. And then I can blow that up and ink it for reals, and it'll look good. And that's the hope anyway. Inking some eyeballs. Let's see here. I'm concentrating, sorry. I always kind of tense up when I draw women's faces. Or really, any faces for that matter, because it's like, don't want to mess it up, man. Don't want to mess it up. The face is very important. And, all right. I just gotta remember this is not the final product. I will be inking it, and I can fix it if I need, but I want to get it right, man. And I don't know that I love her hair, how it's flowing. Kind of looks funky, but it should be flopping around, right? Roughing it Weldon style, that's right. Hair is difficult sometimes. For me, anyway. Women's hair, especially. So she has black hair, so it's all gonna be black. So you gotta think like a silhouette. So what would a good, fun silhouette look like? Just gotta kind of whip it around there. I could always give her a haircut when I scan it, but that'll have to do. I don't want to go too crazy. All right. Leather jacket, so this will be the highlights. Just kind of work them in there. The rest will be black, and those will be the highlights. Knock out some of the folds. button. A little more angular jaw, maybe? I don't know. I'll work on that. There's that. As long as I nail the crime baby, the rest should be fine. All right, then all the wonderful background. So on these, what I've been doing is just kind of like rough background. I get my lines in there, my perspective lines, and then I kind of just fool around with it once I get it to the 11 by 17. And just kind of do it on the fly. It's probably not the best thing to do, but you know. So I'm rolling with it. All right, where's my elliptical? There you are. Just put in a moon. Cool deal. Yeah, if you guys have not seen it yet, page 1 is colored. That is up on the Facebook page. Go to Shadow Sentry Comic on Facebook. You can see the first page all colored, looking sweet. And then I showed that one yesterday on the video that I did, showing all the new artwork. Check that out. Craters on the moon. Boom, boom, nice big full moon. All right. This will be the background buildings like super far in the distance. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. Oops, some more smoke rising from the buildings farther away, so skinnier. Boom, boom. Yeah, it's funny. So on the first page, I like did all these detailed buildings in the background, drew all these lines, made it look really good. Here, I'll show you. And then I got the colors, and the colorist, he put like, you know, all the windows and all the light and everything and all the buildings, and it just totally covered up all of my hard work that I did on my buildings. But it was all good. I don't mind. So, you know, I took my time. I made this look as cool as I could. And yeah, and then I got the colors back, and they were, you couldn't even really see all these lines that I drew. It was just all windows. It looked cool. It worked, but it's like, man. So I think on this page, I'm just going to do some outlines. So, but hey, I will learn. I'll learn to make some room for the colorist to do his thing, and I'll save myself some time. But you know what? When I go to sell the original, it's going to look good. And whoever gets it is going to be happy with all my detailed buildings. Boom, 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 boom. Perspective. I still struggle with perspective. Ain't gonna lie. It's one of those things I like, you know, just when I get to it, I'm like, I never really studied it that much. I mean, I understand the concept, but I still find myself like, sometimes I'll draw something, I'm like, how do I get this guy in this position that I want, but in the right perspective? And then it's like hard. I kind of work backwards sometimes, which is bad, but you know. Perspective is hard, man. But as long as you have your vanishing point, you're good. You can draw all the lines you need. But then you get your 3-point perspective and all that stuff. It is hard, man. Ain't gonna lie. So comic readers, when you see good buildings in perspective, just know that we took our time. We did it right. And two, man, when you're reading a comic book, It's like that one panel could have taken you an hour or more, and like you read it and you're done in like 10 seconds. So it's kind of funny, but it takes time. So next time you're reading and you see that welly craft background, just take an extra second and look at it a little bit longer, and then thank your artist. He did a good job, man. All right. Trying to get an interesting. I don't want to just do all straight lines because that's boring. So I'm trying to block in some areas of stuff. Trying to make up stuff in my head on the fly. Trash cans are good to fill space. Trash cans are good. Trash. Stuff blowing. I had a lot of that going on in the first panel, so I'll put some more of that here. It breaks up the monotony, and then also adds speed to this lady's flight. There you go. I want it to look interesting. And then most of this probably in the background is going to be all blackened in, like silhouette with some windows knocked out. So I'll put some perspective lines there for that. I got a notification. Oh, thank you, Mike. You tweeted out I was streaming. Thank you, sir. Welcome, welcome. How's it going, Dee Dee Willingham? Thanks for checking it out. This is my comic I'm working on. This is the Shadow Sentry. This is page 5. Yeah. So if you don't know, Shadow Sentry is my X-Men meets the Matrix kind of superhero team book, or if you're Mike S. Miller, Flatliners type story with a supernatural twist. Very 90s-esque, old school style, but a very cool superhero story. Cool supernatural stuff, good versus evil in that X-Men flavor. Draw some pipies up here. And two, it will kind of fit into a lot of the Comicscape books have vampires and stuff like that. And this book actually, because the people, how they get their powers is they have a near-death experience, and so they die, but then they come back from the eternal realm with supernatural powers. And so it explains werewolves, it explains vampires, it explains the Frankenstein himself. And so all that kind of stuff will be in here as explained by these near-death experiences. So it'll get into legend and lore and how it all works into the universe. So there you have it. So maybe someday I could do a cool crossover with somebody if they want. Somebody, anybody. I should probably just draw a whole bunch of lines and stop bouncing around, but it's just how I operate. All right. My hip is hurting me, man. I think I need a new chair. Maybe I should put it down. Boy, not comfortable. All right, here's some more perspective, some 1-point perspective. Here's my little vanishing point right there. Now I just draw my lines off of it. See, again, I don't want it to be boring, so I gotta, what I like to do is I drew my blue line stuff here, and now, let me go back to my blue line, and I'm just gonna draw in shapes. This is a ledge on the building. So this is like different levels and layers, and hopefully it won't be super boring and flat. And then of course, if I want reference, I'm gonna go open a book by Jim Lee. I'm just kidding, Mike. I'll go on Google and I will get some reference of the tops of buildings and look at architecture and different things I could do that I should do, but I'm not. I'm just making it up in my head. But here are some, I don't know, columns, maybe columns. Sure. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Draw some blocks. Happy blocks. This will be a gated area covering the pipes from the building. And all right, so did that. Add a few more. All right, that'll do. All right, now I'll go in and I'll draw my perspective with my stuff. If it's one thing I could do better, it's probably getting faster. But see, I feel if I get faster, I'm gonna like leave a lot of the detail out. I don't want to leave any of the detail out. And here's the chick running. I like comic books that I can stare at the artwork for like hours. I don't want a comic that's just like, yep, read that, done. Oh, that's cool. Yep, read that, done. I wanna be absorbed in it and look at it and look at it and look at it. So I like the detailed artists. I like the detail guys. Curb. Like for instance, you're reading Lone Star, and you've got all these MS-13 guys with all these tattoos on them. I want to look at all those tattoos. I want to see what's on there. What did they tattoo on themselves? How are they defaming their bodies? But I'm sure Mike will tell you that took some time, but it looks cool. That's what I like. Take your time, do, and it makes you stay on the panel for some time. Do it right. Take your time, baby. However that song goes. All right. There's a van of some sort. Draw a light post. What else is on a street? There's signs. Like this dude, he's in like a no parking zone. So let's put a sign there. No parking. How about a trash bin? Trash bin over here. So this light will be projecting some light. So I'm gonna do one of these numbers. And then hopefully the colorist knows, hey, there's supposed to be light there. And then I'll put this in shadow. All right. And then this will be darker. And then, so the moonlight is behind her. So I was thinking of doing this whole front of the building in shadow, and then maybe doing this, I don't know, we'll have to see. But that's that. Make sure this is straight. Do these here. And if you are just joining, in the beginning of this video, I did a artist or creator spotlight on Barry Windsor Smith, and we took a look at Weapon X, which would be a recommendation for a book. If you have not read it, definitely read it. It's awesome. It's got great art, great story, and it's Wolverine. I mean, how can you go wrong? But it tells the story how he got his adamantium. But incredible book, written, illustrated, even did some of the lettering by Barry Windsor Smith. And it's fantastic. So that's my pick for this week. And I'd like to do it every, like once a week, I'll do an artist spotlight. And I'll pick a book and an artist and just like a good story that I've read. And I will do my recommendations. If you haven't read it yet, check it out. So next week I think I'm going to do John Romita Jr. Is that a trash can? Kind of looks like a car, but it's a trash can. Something like that. All right. And if you guys are new here, if you would, please subscribe and like my video if you want to see more. And if you don't, just please subscribe. And like it anyway. Help me get my subs up, man. Please. So then I can live stream on my phone. I can take you guys with me. I can go into a comic shop and do a stream. I can go into an art store and do a stream. I want to do that, man. I guess I could do a pre-recorded video, but still, it's not the same. It's not the same. I could do recommendations on the go. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions or anything, comments, please do let me know. Be happy to answer any questions, art related or otherwise. I don't care, I don't care. Alright, so there you go. Little column action going on. This building's, dated a little bit. This particular scene actually occurs in 2002. So not too long ago, but you know. So after, let's see, how many pages? So the first part is kind of going to be like a little bit of a prologue, kind of gets you a little bit of the backstory, gets you some of the characters, the villains, and then it's going to flash forward to present day, and then that's when the main story will take off. So probably going to get there within the first 10 pages or so. Because then after this little scene, I'm going to introduce you to the main villain, and then also Bloodbane, which is one of my favorite characters. So going to introduce you to him. And then, what else? And then, yeah. And pretty much the main story kicks off. And then I introduce you to Jason, who is one of the main characters, not affiliated with the Shadow Sentry, but he becomes an integral part. And actually, that is him right there as a baby. There is baby Jason. So this kind of tells you who he is, what his story is, and what his problem is, and all that. So, yeah. There you have it, folks. Thank you, Dee Dee. I appreciate it. It is fairly clean, and probably because I'm using a ballpoint pen, so it's very, very thin. It's nice. I like to use a ballpoint pen because rather than using a pencil, I can kind of visualize it more as if it was being inked. So it kind of helps me actually. Just kind of being in more of an inking mode and kind of visualizing it as a final product rather than just like roughing it out. And that's what I do with the blue lines, so I'll kind of rough it out. And then go in here with my ballpoint pen. So I'll take this 8.5 by 11, blow it up, and here I'll show you page number 4 that I finished yesterday. Where's that? There it is. This is page number 4. So this is after I blow it up on 8.5 by 11, and then I ink it for real. And this is where the magic happens. So there you go. This is Vengeant. He's one of the main villains. Kind of get to know him in the beginning. Yeah. So there you have it. One day I'll have to bust this open. I have a 8.5 by, or no, excuse me, an 11 by 17 Tokyo Ghost. This is issues 1 and 2, and it's all 11 by 17. So this is all his inks. It's pretty sweet. He's got a very cool style. So one day we'll have to check that out. It's just hiding under my table here, waiting to be cracked open. He is doing Curse of the White Knight right now with Batman, and so that's some cool stuff there. It's actually the second installment because they already did Curse of the White Knight, or no, they already did the White Knight, and so that was cool. So now they're doing the follow-up, Curse of the White Knight. But if you haven't seen Sean Gordon Murphy, his art is sweet. It's sweet. Stop it, computer. Don't be notifying me right now. I'm working. Alright, so this will be a fence. Make it look fancy. And you're not going to see that just because it's so small and it's at an angle. And then there'll be pipes behind here. And I can do that quick. And different levels. Receding back. Then I can make them black. All right, who in here drinks coffee, and what is your drink of choice? Mine is a mocha, handmade. Typically I'll get these at Starbucks, but I like the blended drinks. I need a cold coffee because hot coffee gives me like indigestion, heartburn. So my drink of choice is the cold mocha. I get the cold brew from Trader Joe's. Put some ice in it, put some Hershey syrup in it, blend it, put some sugar. It's good, and it saves me like $5 every time because I ain't getting it at Starbucks. Put the other column in here. All right. So she's running around the corner, getting out of the alleyway, and then she's gonna find the church. So I got to draw the front of the church. Now that I do have a. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? I have my reference on my phone. Where's it at? Where did it go? That's weird. Usually my phone's not more than 5 feet from me, but right now I don't know where it is. All right, let me find my phone. I'll show you my reference. And let me plug this in. Where is my phone? Oh, there it is. It's on the floor. What is it doing on the floor? All right, so come over here on my phone. That's not it. Where did I put you? All right, here we go. This is, oh, here, I have page 1. I don't know how well this is going to show up on the stream, but here is page 1. Yeah, that probably doesn't show up very well. But anyway, and then here is my reference for, this is going to be the front of the like church or whatever, orphanage, something like that. So there's Matthew Weldon's cover. Ooh. Turn. Matthew Weldon's cover. Boom, boom. So yeah. So I'm just going for the architecture, something that'll look cool. It's got the arches. And I have another picture on here somewhere, so I have to find it. This is where I put on my reference from a book. Gargoyles. Where did I put it? Anyway, so there you go. Google reference. Thank you. So that'll be in this panel. All right. Must have went into another folder of some sort. But I will find it. So yeah. So as long as it looks kind of old, that's what I'm going for. An old churchy kind of building. And it's called St. Augustine's, established 1932. And you'll have a little shot of the placard on the building there. Just give you reference of where she's at. Is it probably not a necessary panel, but I don't know. That'd be cool. And actually, well, yeah, it would probably come into play later on, but the baby, since it's a newborn, I don't reveal the name that they gave it. But what we do learn is that his middle name is Augustine, and the reason being is because she left him at St. Augustine's church or whatever. So he takes on that as his last name. So semi-important, right? It'll come into play. It'll come in there. Draw the brick detail, the grout. So there you go. Cool. Thank you, Dee. I aim to impress. I am glad. And I hope I've piqued your interest enough to check out Shadow Sentry and maybe back it when it comes out. Oops, is that? Darn it. This is the corner of the building, and I missed. Here, I'll do a pop out because this should be the corner of the building. So I messed that up. So this will have to be some sort of overhang. Could be a fire escape. How about that? Let's go with that. Fire escape. It's gonna be a fire escape. And just kind of going with that there. and now we have a ladder coming down. We have a fire escape. Woohoo! All right. Cool deal. And if you want, Dee, if you want to go on to either ericnilotowskiart.com, if you want to sign up for my email, there's an email sign up sheet. You could sign up there, or if you want to go to Indiegogo, you could just type in Shadow Sentry, and the pre-campaign page is up. You could sign up there with your email, and I will be doing an early bird special for my email signups. So if you want to do that, that would be cool. So anybody who has already backed, let's say, my Inktober book, you are already in the system, and I will be giving you an email with an early bird special as a thank you. And yeah, so I'm trying to nail down my perks and all the different tiers that I'm gonna be offering, but got a few in mind. But I do want to do a cool early bird special, and I might do two. I'll do like a high priced one, and then I'll do a lower priced one as well. Awesome. What up? What up? Got it up and running nicely, Eric. Good to see. Yeah. Took me a bit. I had a little bit of a technical difficulty yesterday, but it is going. Getting all my little things dialed in. Check this out. I even got my start streaming thing set up. So yeah, the nice thing about Streamlabs is very, very customizable. So I just need to learn it, and then I can customize and make it all cool and stuff. And DD, my Inktober book is still for sale. It's on my website, ericnilotowskiart.com, and there is a store link up in the menu. And if you go to my store, I have a bunch of books that are available. I might be sold out of the Samson books, though, actually. I just sold one the other day, and I'm out of that, so I might have to update my website. But you can get the Inktober book. That was another campaign that I finished last year, and it was a collection of the Inktober artwork for 2018. And then in the book, I did a Shadow Sentry preview, and so all the characters are in there. And I can actually show you if it's accessible. Where, let me see. Here you go. Here's one. So, DD, this was my Inktober book that I did on Indiegogo. So, it's a collection of all 30 or 31 images. And then I did, there's some, oh, and this was like all my favorite 90s characters growing up. So this is kind of like a tribute to all my favorite 90s stuff. So a lot of image characters, Warblade, Hellspawn is from Wildcats, got Grunge, Striker from Cyberforce. And then, so when you get back here and check it out, speaking of Weapon X, there's Weapon X I did for that. That came out cool. I like that one. Die Hard and Super Patriot. That was a fun book. I should definitely do a spotlight on that book. That was super fun. All right, and then so there is the Shadow Sentry preview. Kind of gives you an idea of the story, and then artwork for the characters. There's Cogent, Glare, Noble, Commander Noble. He is actually Jason's father. He is the guy that we see in the beginning of the book, running with his wife, or Valora. Haven't decided if they were married yet. Probably not. But anywho, that is Jason's father. There is Vengeant and Hopscotch. And last but not least, Bloodbane. So, yeah. There you have it, folks. ericniltowskiart.com for all of your links for social medias and all that good stuff. And a store and blah, blah, blah. So, cool. Yeah, so that was Inktober, and this is a smaller size book. They call it like an Ashcan size. It's half of 8.5 by 11. So, put all your links in the vid description for everyone to find. Yes, I definitely will. I will do that after the stream. I don't know how to do it beforehand with this Streamlabs stuff yet. If there is a way, I will figure it out. But yeah, I'll put that all in the description afterwards. So check that out. Check back. But thank you. All right. Let's see here. So this page is almost done. Just gotta do the building. Yeah, and I hopefully will be on Drawn and Quartered tonight doing the couples. Since it's almost Valentine's Day, it's going to be a couples stream. That was Matthew Weldon's idea. Very good idea, Matthew. Ho, ho, ho. Ooh, I could do Wolverine and Jean Grey. That'd be kind of cool. Have I drawn Warpath? Being Native American, I am biased to them superheroes. Haha. I have drawn Warpath. I did a commission for a guy of just Warpath, and then I also did a cool 90s tribute to the X-Force. So Cable's in there, Warpath, Cannonball, Boom Boom, like all them. So I have done that. The X-Force print is available on my website. The Warpath commission, though, is probably online, but not like for sale. But I have drawn Warpath. He is cool. I love drawing all the big, buff superheroes. So awesome, cool, DD. Maybe I will see you tonight, or yeah, not see you, but you know. Cool, cool. Gambit and Rogue. Oh, that's smart. Yes, that'd be a good one. All right, good ideas, good ideas. Colossus and Shadowcat and Gambit and Rogue. That's a good one. All right, I appreciate it. I'm kind of like drawing blanks when it comes to a good couples team up. All right, all right. So all this building is probably going to be a lot of black. Here will be less black. So I'm trying to figure, what should I do here? I might want to fade it out because she's been running for a bit and she's still in the alleyway since the first panel. So I might want to just show the fact that it goes back for a while. I don't know. So I'll just like fade it out. And then to show that there's different levels, I'll bring this forward a bit. See you, Dee. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Cross Comics, what's up, man? Your character, Canadian Shield, is Native American and now on Indiegogo. Boom! There you go. A Native American Canadian. Check that out. Ding, 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 ding. That is cool. Cross Comics. Yeah, Cross Comics is, and your book is still funding, correct, on Indiegogo? How much more time do you have? I think you're getting close, right? But check out Cross Comics Canadian Shield on Indiegogo right now. Check it out, check it out. His book kind of has a little bit of that 90s flavor to it too. Big buff superheroes. Yeah. I'm partial to the big buff superheroes because, the 90s comics had all the cool big buff superheroes. I like Maul from the Wildcats. What was the one from Cyberforce? Impact. He was cool. So yeah. Can't go wrong with those guys. Draw some big panels. But Cross Comics, man, thanks for stopping in. I think you've been on a stream with me before, right? I think so, but I appreciate it. Do you have a website that people can go to see your stuff? All right. So this is all going to be done in Photoshop. And I might place the words. I'll do the font and everything in Photoshop, and then I might try and ink it. We'll see. Just so it kind of gets on the page and it can look a little, it'll look legit. Or at least it won't look Photoshopped. It'll look, inked. That would be cool. That might look better. Trash can, trash. And then, of course, draw the squiggly squiggles for the ground. I might make this dark. All right. Cool. He's 8 foot tall and built like a brick house. He has 24 days left. All right, nice. Only 900 to go to fund. All right. That's not bad at all, man. Cool. All right, guys. Check out Cross Comics Canadian Shield on Indiegogo. Got to get that funded. 24 days left. So a little less than halfway there. Check it out. Check it out. All right. Let me throw some more perspective lines in there. So this, again, this rough is like my preliminary base drawing that I'm going to ink off of. So I blow it up and then I print it out in blue lines. And then, of course, I realize, oh, hey, I should have put some more perspective lines here. And I have to end up going back in and inking it, or drawing it. So I'm trying to save time by putting all the necessary lines in here beforehand. But the nice thing is my vanishing point is right here. Sometimes it gets, sometimes it might be off the page, and then I can't really go back and do any lines after the fact. So trying to remember to do it beforehand, save myself some time. Awesome. Cool deal. All right. Make this darker. All right, so I could throw down some shadows on her, or I could leave it for colors. Her jacket's going to be black, so that's going to be full black with a little bit of white for the highlight. So if I want to do any shadow, I could do just one of these numbers, just kind of light, but covering this whole area. Could do that. Yeah, could work. It's an option. And then her hair is all black, so I'm going to add a little squiggly highlight on there. There we go. Cool. All right, I'm going to add some puddles in the alleyway. Break it up. Got my lines in the street. Draw a cat in there if I wanted, but I don't want to. And then what else? What else could go in an alleyway? Trash. More trash. And then some more trash. Alright, so building. And I could, I was thinking about making the front of this building all black. Because the moon is here. She's running around the corner. So this could be all in shadow. And then I'll leave the windows visible. But that is an option. But yeah, there's a really good thing in How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, which let me see here. This is, gosh, one of the oldest books, and it's really, really good for any beginner artist. And I never really understood it too much, but I think, let's see if I can find it now. Let me see what it's called. All right, here you go. Nope, that's How to Draw Women. Chapter 9, Composition, Putting the Picture Together. So it has all these like blacked out squares, and so obviously it's composition, but similarly, see how they have all the black, and it's like, you know, showing the movement, the main characters, the main pieces, and how, you know, it kind of almost like guides your eye. Like here, this one down here, you know, you have this direction going. You know, and when you're drawing comic panels and you want to have, you know, here's a, you know, up and down, kind of more static. This one's going this direction. So when I'm doing my panels, I also want to keep in mind where I place my blacks. Like if I'm going to have a silhouette, you know, what direction is it going and where is it pushing my eyeball? Because sometimes the action, you know, is going this way, but also where am I putting my blacks? Because the blacks will almost kind of draw your eye as well. So I kind of keep that in mind, not just the action and the movement, but also kind of place my blacks in a way that almost, you know, kind of draw my eye and my attention a certain direction. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. But anyway, this will be the front of the building, so this is going down, and then but you know, if you know comics, you want to be constantly pointing in the direction of the next panel. It'll draw your eye in that direction and all that good stuff. So this one goes this way across to her. She's going there and she's going there. So yeah, there you have it. A dumpster. Thank you, Cross Comics. A dumpster. I already have a dumpster in there in the alleyway. So yeah. So this panel, there should be some kind of element going in this direction, but it's not going to be a big deal. It's going to be more straight up and down, but I will have her body angled a little bit, so her leg is kind of pointing that way. But it's you know, it's not a, you know, you don't have to do it every single time, but that's kind of what helps draw the eye and gives you good composition in your panels and stuff. So there you go. There you go. All right. How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. Lots of good stuff there. All right, so she is spotting the building, a wonderful place to hide her child. And so I was gonna have her bigger, but I want to see more of the front of the building. I want it to look churchy, and so I want to show more of that. So made it bigger. So she is stopping, saying, "What is this? I might have found a good spot to hide my baby." And then I will put the frontage of the building right there. Boom. There you have it. All right. And as you can tell, these panels I kind of got a little more detailed, but I might add more of that later. But this is kind of like the bare bones. And although I don't know if I could add too much more on this panel, but yeah. So, all right. Now I do need my reference on my phone. See how this is gonna be. All right, so there's going to be stairs leading up to the door, and then I'll have lots of arches, stuff like that, looking very church-like. It'll either be like an orphanage or a church or both. I don't know. Probably an orphanage. I don't know. Anyway, you get the idea. So she's going to drop her baby off in there. Now, she is also... she has like witch-like powers. So, you know, she's trying to get in, it's locked, and then she uses her power and click, and unlocks the door. So on the next page, she's gonna drop her baby off, and then she comes outside and she changes the facade of the building to look like a construction zone. So that way the guys will not suspect, oh, well, she dropped her baby off. In fact, she's going to use her powers and create like a, you know, she will have a baby in her hands to kind of throw them off. So they have no idea that she hid the baby there. So, bada boom. That will be that. All right, so a church orphanage. Right, it can be both. It can be both. Why not? I'm just hung up because I don't know, like back in the day, like old school, like probably every church had an orphanage, or you know, like every nunnery had an orphanage, and but like this is 2002 at this particular point in the story, so I'm like, I don't know, did churches have orphanage back then? But hey, it's a comic book. It's fiction. So I think we're good. We're good. So, anywho, this will be the church. And this ruler, by the way, if you guys, this ruler has a roller on it, so you could just keep drawing straight lines all day, and it'll keep them pretty much straight for the most part, as long as you don't, it needs to be on the paper to grip it, but they'll stay really straight, so I can just keep drawing a bunch of straight lines if I wanted. I don't, only because I feel like if I just draw that grid thing that everybody does, I'm going to not be able to see what I want to draw for the building. And if I'm making it up on the fly, I need to see it. As an artist, I need to see it in my head. And if I'm just looking at a grid, I kind of get lost. Like, oh, what am I going to do here? I forget. So I kind of tend to draw lines that are going to serve my brain for my drawing it on the fly. So there you go. And then this will be an arch. That's a crappy arch. I should use my elliptical. But yeah, church, lots of arches, old school architecture. Arches came from Rome, if you don't know. And a lot of American architecture is inspired by that old Roman style. Thomas Jefferson loved that old Roman style. That's why so many of our Capitol building, all of our Washington D.C. buildings have that style. The columns, all that good stuff. It's so cool. It's so majestic. It's got that quality to it. That's right. Maybe not in our real life, but it's your universe, so they can. Yeah, you know. Gotta remember it's fiction. As long as you guys get the idea. Hey, there's a church with an orphanage. Hey, I can As long as you're not struggling with it, I'm good. And then this panel is going to go off the page. Oh, here's the plaque. And the rest of the book is actually going to be in Philadelphia. This is New York at this point in time in the story, but they will be in Philly. So I got to get a lot of good Philadelphia reference. Philly has a lot of cool and interesting buildings. I actually grew up in New Jersey. And so I've been to Philly a few times, but they have this cool thing. Even if you've seen like Rocky Balboa and what's that other movie? Invincible. They, it's like they have the steps, and then beyond the steps, there's like a, what is it? I mean, you can sometimes even walk down there. They'll have like steps that go down below the main entrance, and there's like stuff down there. So I think that's just old school architecture. Like, I think even maybe sometimes the slaves or like the servants would go downstairs. That would be their entrance. But the main entrance here was for the main peoples. So there's really cool different layers and different stuff in the Philadelphia architecture. So I definitely want to have some of that in my book. That is cool. All right, so the door is going to be up here. But anyway, this is New York, so I'm sure there might be some of that somewhere, but I love that. I love levels and, the differing elevations and all that kind of stuff. We get a lot of that here in California. If you're familiar with the area, you can go into La Mesa, and a lot of the houses have like just all kinds of cool elevations. They'll have like walkways that go across little bridges, and because there's a lot of hills in La Mesa, so you get a lot of cool, architecture, differing elevations. Building your house on the side of a hill is not easy, so you'll get all that cool stuff. So every house is different. So anyway, I could look at that stuff all day long. I dig it. All right, so that there, probably another arch there. I just want to make sure that this is semi, what's the word? Symmetrical. That's it. Symmetrical. Steps are hard to do in perspective with all their surfaces. I hate it. Ooh. My computer's telling me I got a lot of skipped frames. That's not good. Well, anyway, guys, you might be able to hear me. I don't know if you could see what I'm doing. It looks like my camera might have froze. But anyway, it's been an hour and almost 50 minutes, so it's a good time to end the stream. I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Please do go to Indiegogo and check out Shadow Sentry. Sign up if you like. And yeah, you can go to ericnotausiart.com for all of my social media links. I do have a store. You can check out artwork. The Inktober book I mentioned is up on there. And yeah, so thank you guys so much. Appreciate you hanging out. And I'll be announcing more stuff soon, sharing more artwork, but I will nail down a date for the exact day of the launch. So stay tuned for that. And what else? I do still have the newsletter naming competition going on. So if you guys want to get in on that, email me at shadowsentrycomic@gmail.com. Tell me your idea for a good title for the newsletter, and you could win. You can win a print with a remark on it with a little bit of original art. And your name and title will appear in the Shadow Sentry, Book 1, Into the Eternal. Cool. All right, man. I'm glad you can see and hear me. All right. It tells me, it's saying that it has a bunch of skipped frames. So that happened yesterday, and most of my stream got lost. So anywho. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. Share and like. And I will be back tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Cool. Alrighty, guys. Thank you. Talk to you later.